Thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll go ahead and get started here this morning. My name is Eric Greathouse. I am a Medicare sales representative with Western Health Advantage. And today, we'll be speaking specifically about just one of the value-added benefits that is included with your MyCare Medicare Advantage plan. And so with that, I'd like to introduce to you Laura Newman. We're privileged to have her. She is going to be the expert on all things regarding mom's meals. So Laura, let's go ahead and take it away.
Let's do it. So, hey, everybody, thank you for your time and joining me today and having me on your Let's Talk Benefits webinar. So we can move on to the next slide.
Okay, I'm trying to do that right now. For some reason, it is not moving for me. Okay. So Raymond, could I ask what I need to be doing to move the slides? My down arrow button is not working.
If you hover your mouse towards the bottom left of that, there should be a something should pop up like a
I see it.
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go, Laura. Thank you, Raymond.
Hey, no worries. So what we're going to do today is really just kind of go over an introduction of who Mom's Meals is, and of course touch on what the differences are. I definitely want to enlighten you on the importance of nutrition, and then highlight what the Mom's Meals solution is. And all the pictures that you will see in this presentation are our meals. So really, I guess to kick it off, our mission at Mom's Meals is improving life through better nutrition at home. And we really are striving as a company to help people get the nutrition that they need, whether they're recovering from, post-discharge situation, or even if they're looking to purchase Mom's Meals on their own. And so Mom's Meals is a national nutrition solutions company. And we, over 20 years ago, our founder, Barb Anderson, who is the mom of Mom's Meals, was taking care of her mother and mother-in-law, who both lived alone and were suffering from multiple chronic conditions. And she thought, I can do better by my family nutritionally. So she started to prepare and deliver large portions of family favorites to them. And so almost 24 years later, we're delivering meals to every single state and proud of the family heritage. So we've got 3 USDA inspected kitchens. One's in Iowa, the other in Ohio, and then a brand new 3rd kitchen is now in Oklahoma City. And it has already begun to prepare and ship meals. We also have distribution centers and cross docks across the country. That ensures that we can ship to any address. And what that means is that if you are going to be recuperating after an inpatient hospital stay, maybe at your son or daughter's house, or friend or family member, we can ship to any address that is noted to us. So that's good news. And then we do ship a lot of meals across the United States. Last year alone, I believe it was just over 63 million. So we've been doing this a long time, and it's, our honor to be able to feed many people across the United States. Next slide. And then, so the differences with Mom's Meals. So one thing that we definitely want to call out is the fact that Mom's Meals is all refrigerated food. This means that it is freshly prepared, and then it is refrigerated and is sent to your home in a special cooler box. And then you can place those meals right in the refrigerator. They can last up to 14 days in the refrigerator, or if you needed extra space and you needed to put some in the freezer, you can. They are good in the freezer for up to 3 months. Our meals are all medically tailored. So I am going to comb through some of the menu types that we have at Mom's Meals. And really the goal with that is that getting people the proper nutrition at that most critical time. That's why we're partners with Western Health Advantage. The next difference at Mom's Meals is really about the fact that members do get the opportunity to make decisions and choices on their meals. Those first initial coolers that you will get post-discharge, those are going to come to you very fast. and you won't be able to make individualized selections at that time. But the third and fourth coolers, you would be able to contact Mom's Meals and, provide your input and say, I really love your breakfast. I was hoping my next cooler had more breakfast in it next time. Like I said earlier, we can deliver to any address. And then something I'm really proud of is we do have an amazing customer service department. We are all live answer at Mom's Meals. We're both English and Spanish speaking, and we don't make our members stay on hold for long periods of time. So we are, excited to be able to serve you just like we'd serve a family member. Next slide. I love this slide because you can see the entrees are stacked nice and compact in the refrigerator. Like I said, you can keep these up in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks, or if you need to put a few in the freezer, you can do so for 3 months. We do conduct a lot of surveys. We've learned that 76% of folks prefer the taste and texture of refrigerated meals compared to frozen meals you've ever tried before. And, honestly, 84% state that they eat healthier and more regularly with Mom's Meals. We don't want you to go home to empty cupboards or be burdened with shopping, preparing, and cooking meals. Our menus are made with high quality ingredients. They are prepared in USDA inspected kitchens. And best of all, the meals are easy to heat in a microwave, conventional oven, or even a skillet. And there's instructions in the cooler on how you would do that. But good to know that the meals are already fully cooked. So if for some reason you didn't heat them up, they're still safe to consume, but certainly it's going to be a greater experience if you can heat them up, because there will be, aromas and melting cheeses and things like that. Next slide. Okay, a lot of information here, but I want to call attention first and foremost to the folks that you see on the right-hand side. So you're looking at our executive chef, John Benedict. He's been with Mom's Meals for a long time, and he and his team work very closely with Amanda Daines, who is our Director of Research and Development and also our lead dietitian, and her team. They work very hard to make sure that the meals are not only delicious, but also meet all the condition-specific needs that folks have. So then on the left-hand side, you can see that there's those 9 different options. Mom's Meals is the only national provider of refrigerated, medically tailored, fully prepared meals. That first one on the top, General Wellness, that happens to be our most popular menu that meets the dietary guidelines for Americans. Our diabetes-friendly menu, that one's going to have a maximum level of carbohydrates there at 67, and then that one's also low sodium. We do have a lower sodium menu that's appropriate for anyone with high blood pressure. And then our heart-friendly menu, this one's low in sodium, low in fat, and saturated fat. So if someone were to have high cholesterol or coronary artery disease, that's a great menu line for them. Renal friendly, so when a member happens to be on dialysis or has stage 4 or 5 kidney disease, it will protect your kidney health. And this is just really looking closely at the phosphorus, the potassium, and the sodium in those meals, and that helps prevent fluid retention. Our cancer support menu, that one is higher in calories and protein. We do offer a vegetarian line. And then we do have gluten-free, those for those with celiac disease, or maybe you just prefer gluten-free pattern of eating. And then last but not least is pureed. So this is for any member who has lost teeth or has what they call dysphagia, difficulty swallowing. And that might be due to various cancers, stroke, dementia, head or neck injuries. So an example breakfast here might be French toast with scrambled eggs and sweet pineapples. And I gotta tell you, the integrity of flavors and colors are here, and the smooth texture is exactly what that person might need at that time. We do have spring, summer menus. We've got fall, winter menus, and then there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner options in every category. And like I said, that's where those 2 teams work together so hard to make sure that we're always changing things up, always adding new things. So yeah, next slide. When I said earlier that we can deliver to any address, What I mean by that is we really lean on some third-party carriers when it relates to post-discharge meals, and that's because we're trying to get those meals to you as fast as possible. Even though Mom's Meals has some of their own delivery drivers, that's for folks that get meals week after week after week. When it's post-discharge, it's really a short-term meal benefit. And so this is why we utilize great partners like FedEx or UPS to get those meals on your doorstep reliably and quickly. Next slide. Oh, customer care. So like I said, we're all live answer at Mom's Meals. And we really do care very much about the people that we're feeding across the country. We hire people that are, screened for empathy and compassion. We're very sensitive to the fact that, well, we might be talking to someone who hasn't spoken to anyone for a number of days, and we don't rush people off the phone. We're very caring in that way. And then, this is something that literally just happened, I think yesterday, but when folks call us, if for some reason you were to sound like you needed some medical attention or you had a concern that we felt needed to go back to your health plan, we're definitely going to be messaging back to the health plan to let them know that we feel that they need to make another touch point with you. So we're really always listening for client health status notifications. Next slide. Okay, the importance of nutrition. So this is the reason why Mom's Meals partners with Western Health Advantage. There are a lot of consequences to poor nutrition. And if you're coming out of the hospital, it can take you longer to heal and get your strength back. At Mom's Meals, we know that food is powerful medicine, and medically tailored meals show really strong evidence for improved clinical outcomes. So as the post-discharge meal provider, it's our goal to really support you and support your health plan, because we don't want you to go back into the hospital or get readmitted. Malnourished patients are 2 times as likely to be readmitted. And so readmissions go down by 39% because those home delivered meals were provided. And this is so important from a quality perspective. And let's face it, nobody wants to go back into the hospital. Next slide. So this is really just a quick outline of how the program works. So from a member's perspective, if you are discharged from an inpatient stay or skilled nursing facility, you don't have to do anything. This is really just a glimpse of what's happening in the background for you. So we do receive a special referral from Western Health Advantage that goes straight to Mom's Meals. You do not have to initiate anything when you are discharged. You can just rest and recuperate and know that those meals are going to arrive on your doorstep. But just so that you're aware, we received that referral from Western Health Advantage. We put that in our system to get it processed, and really within 3 days, 72 business hours, those meals do arrive on your doorstep, and then you get to heat, eat, and enjoy them. And then we're here in case you have any questions. So after you receive your first cooler, maybe you have a question. You can certainly contact Mom's Meals, and all that contact information is located inside the box that you will receive. Next slide. So this is a few images of our cooler when it arrives. It's a standard cardboard box insulated with a foam liner. Here you can see the entrees are stacked together on one side. They're sealed and labeled. They've got a nutrition facts label, the use by date, and then the heating instructions are all there. And then you may not have realized this, but there are side items that go with the entrees. These could be things like whole fruit, cheese sticks, fruit cups, whole grain rolls, drink boxes, oatmeal raisin cookies, crackers, etc. And although our meals are all refrigerated, we do put frozen gel packs in the box. That helps keep the meals cool while they're in transit. And when you open the box, there's handles that make it easier to lift or drag the cooler. In some cases, though, we know this box could be a little too heavy for patients who have recently discharged. So we advise that when it arrives on your doorstep, sometimes it's just a good idea to open it up outside, take a couple meals out, put them away, and just take it little by little. But it is nice that you're going to get a welcome call when your post-discharge meals are on the way. And then you kind of know when that box is going to arrive. So if you need to ask for the help of a friend or family member, you know our timing. Next slide. Okay, so here's really how this post-discharge support is designed. So to be eligible for this, you must have had a hospital, skilled nursing facility, or rehab discharge. And the benefit is a 56 meal benefit. It's a wonderful benefit. And that means it's designed to be about 2 meals a day for 4 weeks. So to explain this a little bit more, you will be getting 4 weekly coolers of 14 meals. We do not send all 56 meals to you all at once because that would be overwhelming. But those 4 weekly orders of 14 meals is a nice way for you to consume it at a pace that makes sense. And you are eligible for this benefit for up to 4 times per year. That first cooler that contains the 14 meals, it's going to go right to your home and then delivered within those 3 business days. And then your second, third, and fourth coolers will be shipped the following weeks. As you know from the previous slide, that we do lean on our third-party carriers like FedEx and UPS to get those to your home quickly. And then if you, the member, have any questions about your benefit, you can call Western Health Advantage at the phone number you see there. And that actually takes us to the end. Eric, what
Yes.
do we now?
Thank you so much, Laura. I had to take myself off mute. Okay, so this is the time where we got to ask and answer some questions if we can, Laura. And I do have one question here. It says, I was discharged mid-November, but my sister was here with me until recently. Can I still participate in this program? My husband does not do well with cooking.
Okay. So if, I would have to say that going back to November of last year, I think that would be a better question directed toward Western Health Advantage, because if they felt that they needed to send a referral for you based on your situation, then we'd be happy to process it. I do think that in most cases, benefits are fulfilled within 30 days of discharge. So I really think it'd be smart to redirect that question to your member services.
Okay, that is a great answer. And for the individual that asked that question, the phone number to call Western Health Member Services is 888-563-2250. And I'll put that in the chat here for everybody as well. Okay, bear with me. So Laura, I was thinking as you're going through your presentation, how enlightening it is that you indicated that, how food is good medicine, and the statistics about readmissions going down, and how, malnourished folks may be more likely to find themselves back in the hospital. So the importance of this meal delivery, which is one of these value-added benefits of our MyCare Advantage plan, is just fantastic.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And, it's just, it really, we get the most amazing feedback from members. They say things to us like, this was a lifesaver. And I can't believe how much food this was. And they say things like, this really took the stress off my spouse because they were trying to help me with my new medications, helping me move about, getting me to my doctor appointments, and not worrying about food was just one less thing we had to worry about. So that's why I work here. I love helping people and knowing that we're making it easier for them to recuperate at home.
Well said. Just like the compassionate care of your customer service agents and all. So that's refreshing to know that they're going to be speaking to a live person and someone that actually cares and be attentive to them.
Right.
Yeah. A quick question. It's not asked, but I'm thinking of it, maybe for the benefit of those on the webinar. is you mentioned something about the second, third, fourth coolers. And if they really liked what they got, they don't get a decision on the first cooler.
Mhm.
But could you explain a little bit how they maybe could have decisions on those upcoming coolers in their order?
Yeah, so the way that it works is that when we receive the referral from Western Health Advantage, that particular care manager or clinical person has made a decision on what meal type they feel is the best fit for you. So it might be heart friendly, maybe in a particular example, and then you would be getting a cooler of heart friendly meals in that first order. And then really while you've received and are starting to enjoy the first few meals, we're already getting that second cooler ready to go out the door. So it's kind of hard for members to make an impact and make specific individualized choices in those first two coolers, but you all have an abundant benefit of 56 meals. By that time, if you reached out to Mom's Meals, maybe you had your first cooler and the second one hasn't come yet. You can call us really at any time, and they'll let you know where you are on the timetable. They'll say, well, your second cooler is already shipped out, but let me take down some of your interests for the third and fourth cooler, and we can make sure that you get, maybe you really loved the Korean meatballs, or maybe you really, maybe you don't like pork, and we need to make sure that no other coolers have pork in it. We do try to grab any of that information on the front end though. So when the referral is coming to us, it doesn't just have that care manager choosing the best menu type. We're also asking for any allergies or food preferences that we should be aware of on the front end, so that we don't send you food that you won't or can't eat, because that would be really sad. So we want to make sure we get it right the first time.
Okay. And you know what, that kind of addresses, I think we got two questions while you were answering that particular question that came in. What are the menu options? And then can you subscribe to this service without hospitalization?
You definitely can. So, we have a very robust private pay program at Mom's Meals. And if anyone was ever interested, after, let's say your post-discharge benefit comes to an end, and you realize, oh my gosh, I really, really enjoyed the meals, and I could see myself ordering those down the road just because it was so easy and they were so tasty. You can visit us at momsmeals.com. There is a place for folks to place an order. You can set up an account online, or if you don't feel comfortable doing an online order, we do have a phone number that goes right to our general line. And we love to talk to people about what they might be hungry for. I've listened into some of those customer service calls, and it's fun. Listening to them help people decide what they want to eat. So either online or phone orders, we'd be happy to support you down the road if you want to pay out of pocket for meals. Great question.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for answering. And I think that does address those questions that were just asked. I don't see any other questions here on the webinar, question and chat session. So Laura, I want to thank you. That was a fantastic, excellent presentation. Gosh, I learned a lot, and look forward to being able to express, the benefit of this as I talk to prospective members. So thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And those folks on the line here, again, thank you for taking the time out to be part of this webinar and hear about a very terrific benefit. Okay.
I'm grateful to have been invited. Thanks everybody for your time.